KCTK Radio proudly presents the Week Review.
Hey, you know what, guys? This right here, this rambling, boring conversation containing already made-before observations, this could be a podcast.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Really? A podcast? Don't you have to be some sort of whiz kid to do those?
Definitely not. Anyone with a computer can make one.
Well, that's it. We're anyone. Let's do a podcast from right here in the booth. Who's in?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Is it happening? Are we doing it now?
Awesome.
You're the reason that we do what we do. Music and talk, it's all for you. Now the guys who are lots of fun for making you laugh, they're number one. They review the week just for you. So get ready for Paul and Drew. Welcome to KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew and Jack all up in your face. Join in on the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060. We dare you.
Welcome to KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew, starring Jack, who happens to be all up in your face. I'm Paul, that's Drew, Jack's not here. This is a show where we talk about things from last week and the things that may happen next week. And yes, they're very weak. It's known as a show where non-interesting people never try to act interesting. We're the other show where everything is made up, and the points don't matter. You can join the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060. We welcome your participation. We broadcast live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. You can listen at 100.3 FM on your radio dial, or stream on the Listen to My Radio app. Plus, you can watch all us live on Facebook Live on our page. It's easier just to go to kctkradio.com and click Listen Live. Also, you can watch all the past adventures on YouTube at the KCTK Radio channel whenever you want to, okay? But that's not all. The program is offered as a podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, Podbean, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Himalaya, Pandora, Overcast, Stitcher, Instagram. Even have Alexa ask my pod to play KCTK Radio or anywhere you get your favorite podcasts. Welcome to the program. We're having a big week. And without further ado, let me introduce the man of the hour, the guy that makes it all happen. Here he is, the Droosh.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Droosh, a.k.a. Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson, a.k.a. Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah, Coming to America.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a great movie. You know they're doing a sequel.
Yeah, I'm bummed.
It'll be funny.
I hope so.
It'll be funny because Eddie Murphy's involved.
Well, as long as Arsenio Hall also comes back.
Yeah, he needs to come back, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. So I usually start the show with what's going on, but we know what the big thing is.
Absolutely.
In Kansas City. You want to go ahead and share what it is?
This is exclusive. The news of the Droosh is the Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, baby.
This is Melissa Etheridge.
I got my friends and family.
Thanks for calling that, Melissa.
My kids think I've gone crazy as I'm a
Yeah, we're pretty excited. I know
I'm pretty pumped.
There's people around the globe that listen to this program, but
even your boy Superman, he'll probably be at that game.
No, I'm just saying a lot of people listen to us, but we're from Kansas City and we're excited about.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the game last week?
I thought that the crowd itself was a little bit abusive, maybe a little loud. But other than that, I think it was okay. I'm talking mainly about one individual.
Who's that?
He was trying to tell everybody to get their heads in the game.
Oh, Brent. Yeah, well, Brent is a great cheerleader.
He really is.
So
it's very loud, though.
I appreciate him being there. Now, I got to tell you that there was somebody who was so nervous during the game that he overate.
Oh, no.
And then overdrank.
Oh, did you get...
Yes. I went to a place afterwards, and they overserved me. Can you believe it?
I can believe that.
And I felt terrible the next day. I was so excited, so happy that the Chiefs
actually
won.
Yeah, I know. I kept trying to come over to you. I'm having a very chill moment because I'm not getting upset.
I was focused on the game.
And I kept trying to make jokes with you like we usually do, and you just kept shooting me down. You were just some wet blanket just sitting there.
I have not believed in the Chiefs for 25 years.
Right.
Until I saw that run by Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
and now I'm a believer.
You should be a believer. 49ers are going down, baby.
Well, now, you're not going to the game, are you?
No, because I'm not made of money, and there's no way I can afford any of those packages. So I'm going to go to the game at somebody's house and watch it.
Now, you're going to be really disappointed in this, is that KCTK Radio has, we're going to be doing a trip out to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah?
And there's only 3 tickets.
Story of my life.
It is Mac, Drunk Julie, and Caller 6. And for some reason, we have to stay here.
Oh, wow.
But
Caller 6 got to go?
I guess well, he's also known as the Y Dude, so all the big time people that bring in the business here.
Yeah, not the stars. I get it.
The stars are Drunk Julie and the Y Dude.
Oh, we're not the stars?
No. No, they produce higher quality.
Weird. I always thought that we were the stars.
Now, before we get to the news, let me ask you this, and just another Chiefs-related thing. I'm going to play this news story for you. Tell me what you think of it.
Chiefs Kingdom has been waiting for, and so has one Blue Springs couple. Tonight, 41 Actions reporter Ariel Rothfield explains how they plan on kicking off their marriage.
Both courtships started about 4 years ago. First, they flirted with each other, and then they fell in love.
I asked her to marry me on January 9th.
They even came close to making it official until Robert and Nikki decided 2020 was the year.
And all of a sudden, he came up with 02/02/2020. And he's like, it's the same forward and backward. And it was like, that's perfect.
Even more perfect.
Damn, how'd you come up with that and everything?
To be on Super Bowl Sunday.
When we sent the invitations, we put on there, dinner, dancing, drinks, and Super Bowl party. Bring your fan gear in case the Chiefs are in it.
And now that they are, the wedding colors have changed.
Everything's red.
Everything is red.
Robert
red and
Nikki
gold.
have added a couple of guests and some football frills too.
So I'm going to put Chiefs on the end zones,
Ooh.
and then I'm going to put the Super Bowl logo, the Lombardi Trophy
here. Ooh.
Because for better or for worse,
We've created memories about this wedding even before it's happened.
in bad seasons and in good,
He's been joking the whole time. He's like, "You're welcome, Kansas City."
this groom can't wait to kiss his bride and a
Nikki
championship
and Rob.
season 2.
It's our two loves, It's like we get to, end up married finally, and the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl finally. So it's the perfect day.
This is my favorite part.
In Blue Springs, Ariel Rothfield, 41 Action News.
Ariel Rothfield, 41 Action News.
Only 41 Action News has this exclusive story, ladies and gentlemen.
So
only 41.
So the question I have for you is...
You want me to tell them congrats?
No, I have a question for you, and I want you to think about it, and I want you to tell me the truth, okay? I want some real, sincere information, okay?
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, here goes. Do you want to go to that wedding?
No.
Why not? Doesn't it sound like fun?
It kind of does.
Doesn't sound like fun? You can go watch them get married and dinner and dance and maybe watch part of the game.
Right.
Are you fucking kidding me? The goddamn Super Bowl for 50 years? I mean, you'd have to cancel your wedding.
Yeah.
You'd have to cancel your marriage. You just would have to do it.
Well, did you hear about the guy?
You can't have your wedding on Super Bowl Sunday in Kansas City with the Chiefs. I don't care. You have to cancel, and you can never see that person ever again in your entire life. That's the sacrifices that the team needs to make.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Because here's the other thing. Nobody wants to go to your wedding in the first place. It doesn't make a difference when it is.
Not to mention,
they don't want to go. People don't like to go to weddings. That's what people don't admit. People hate going to weddings. Admit it right now, Drew.
You want me to admit it?
No, I want you to admit that you don't like going to weddings.
I don't particularly like going to weddings, but
right.
I am going on a destination wedding for the first time, and I might have some fun. Cayman Islands.
Okay. Now, I would go to a Cayman Islands wedding, but I may not show up for the service. I may just be in the Cayman Islands doing what I got to do.
I've never been, so I don't know what to do in Cayman Islands. So the point of the story is you can't
you just can't get married.
Right.
Sorry, you picked the wrong date. We have someone from the text line wrote, if the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, it's a big deal. You shouldn't roll stadium open up to show the game at the stadium. Sure, I guess they should. That's a good idea.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But it's kind of... Yeah, that's a good idea. Ask David Glass if it... Oh, is that too soon?
That is too soon.
Well, actually, no one cares. I just wanted to start this off because no one cares. They only care about the Chiefs. No one cares about your wedding. But they also care about the news of the Drush.
Yeah, that's right. So, I got bad news. What else is new, right? Australia's not only gone through forest fires, they've gone through, flooding and hail this year, but now they're having to deal with, this is weird stuff, deadly funnel web spiders.
What?
Yeah, let's go ahead and watch the video, shall we?
Watch? This is like a radio show.
History, you need to interact with the people.
Okay, so this is an ad.
My name is Rishi Sharma, and I'm here.
Okay, so experts are warning people in Australia to watch out for deadly funnel web spiders. Okay. These things are vicious. Recent rain followed by hot days created perfect conditions for the arachnid to thrive. Oh, God, they're just so creepy looking. Funnel web spiders are native to the moist forest regions of eastern Australia.
How big are they?
They're pretty big. They're about the size of your fist.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. A man's fist. They are known for their highly toxic and fast-acting venom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So they're big and creepy and fast, then they hurt you, too.
Right. And when they come at you, they put their face up like this, and they show their fangs. But the wildfires have caused them dust storms to severe thunderstorms also hit the country recently, which is sad. And now they're having to deal with this shit.
Isn't that terrible? The koalas die and those things live?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's like look at that. Look how big that is.
Jesus.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
That's frightening.
It is. It's frightening. I wouldn't. This is the reason why I would never go to Australia. It's because of these animals: huntsman spiders, stonefish. If you ever step on a stonefish, you're likely to want your leg cut off because it's so painful.
Oh my God! Like a jellyfish type thing, or
no?
what?
It's a little fish that sits flat and it has a spike on its head.
Shit.
So when you step on it, this
spikes
venom
your foot.
is
venom too.
It's venom, and so there is no morphine or any kind of painkiller that can take this pain away. You have to just push through it. Some people have gone on to want their legs cut off.
Oh my!
That's how painful it is. And, I mean, eventually it wears off, but you go through this grotesque, just unimaginable pain while trying to go through it.
Ouch.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. And then you got the gators, and, I mean, the whole place is just built for Crocodile Dundee to have a playground. God. Well, I mean, huntsman spiders are huge. They're like big as a pug.
Did you have a story one time that, what? As big as a pug?
That's what I hear. I don't know if that's a fact.
Wait a minute. I don't understand.
Maybe it's over-exaggeration, but who knows? They're pretty big.
So you're telling me that little Gilly would be walking around?
Yeah.
And here
on
she
8
is.
legs.
And she's cute. And then here comes this gigantic spider?
Yeah.
That's as big as her?
Yeah.
She's pretty fat.
She's pretty big. I said pug. I didn't say healthy pug.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what a huntsman spider's weight is.
Forgot to mention that we got a big interview coming up later.
Okay, so that's how big it is.
Wow. That's frightening.
Yeah.
Oh, the big interview is with the best interview I've had so far, Betsy Pake. I forgot to mention that front, but
they're also
back
called
to
crab
this terrifying
spiders.
thing. This is terrifying
Jesus.
to me. Do you remember when we saw the okay, enough of the pug song.
Yeah.
When we saw the maybe it was one of your stories, the snake swallow the crocodile?
Oh, yeah, we watched that, and then I showed you one where a spider got a possum in the rainforest.
That was terrifying. That was terrifying.
And it was carrying it in its jaws.
That made me lose sleep for many nights.
Yeah, that thing was pretty big. And that's in the rainforest.
Oh, my God. That scares me. I'm frightened, and here's something else you should be worried about. Uh-oh, what's this? Huh? Stay tuned, folks. See what this is.
Attention, attention. This is the emergency broadcast system.
Huh.
Stay tuned for an important message.
Okay.
This is a report from the Emergency National Command Post in Washington, D.C.
Whoa.
Key civilian and military leaders have been safely evacuated to the emergency location.
Oh, my.
This evening, the enemy launched an attack against the Week Review and its allies.
Oh, no.
Comedy missiles have also been launched.
Oh, God.
Our damage assessment reports indicate that many of our listeners have been destroyed or severely damaged by this program.
Poor
the
John
president,
Julie.
whom, unfortunately, is alive and well, will address the nation as soon as he is done golfing. This is the end of the Priority 1 report. Local EBS stations may resume Priority 2 broadcasting. Beware of the Week Review.
Okay, I guess...
Now we're like considered terrorists?
No, I think... No, there's been an attack on us, and...
Damn.
We'll keep you posted, folks. We'll keep you posted. But here's the thing to be really worried about, okay? This is the end of the world. Ready for this story?
I'm ready.
Okay. Is my computer ready for it? Oh, a commercial. Because you need to have a commercial at CNN.
Of course you do. They got to make money somehow.
God. How about me watching it? Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A new Chinese coronavirus, cousin of the SARS virus, has the international community on alert. Since the outbreak began in Wuhan, China, the number of people infected and patients who have died keeps climbing.
Oh my God,
so here's what you need to know about coronavirus. Coronaviruses are a large group of viruses common among many species of animals, including humans. In rare cases, the virus actually makes a jump from animals to humans, and even more rare, from person to person, which is what scientists believe has happened in this case. Now, typically, coronavirus symptoms include a runny nose, cough, sore throat, possibly a headache, fever, which can last for several days.
Oh, God.
For those with a weakened immune system, there's a chance that the virus could cause a lower down and much more serious respiratory tract illness like pneumonia or bronchitis.
Oh, God.
There have only been 2 other coronaviruses that have been known to be deadly. The Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, known as MERS virus.
Okay, but they're under lockdown. The city is under lockdown as this coronavirus outbreak kills a dozen people in China.
And now it's moved to Washington State.
I didn't know this.
You didn't know that?
No.
Some dude has been diagnosed with it in Washington State.
Really?
Because he went to Japan.
Oh, wow. So I guess, we actually have him on the line.
Oh, yeah?
Sir, how are you doing?
Oh, God!
Thanks for calling in.
Hey, thanks for coming home, asshole. Maybe you should have stayed there.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is going to spread.
Just like Ebola.
I'm thinking...
We were able to stop that, though.
Based on our age and our relatively health, I'll go before you. Okay?
Right.
And I don't know, maybe a week or 2. I'm not sure. But you're going to have to do a couple podcasts without me.
That's
okay?
fine. You know what's funny about this? You didn't know? If you survive it, you get superpowers. Like Superman. So I guess your ass better get some vitamin C.
Is that what... Let me see what it takes to... Oh. Looks like a Flintstone chewable is what takes it. So that's good.
There it is. Cool.
So that's good.
But did you know you become a metahuman? So you know what? We're gonna be okay. Just gotta survive it.
I don't think that's true.
If only it was. How cool would that be?
Speaking of weak people and being sick, Jack's not here this week.
He's sick?
No, he's weak.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just thinking of him.
Well, he's weak, just like this week review.
Yeah, so we don't have Jack with us.
I'm calling in for the week review.
Okay.
Back to week review. It's fucking Thursday night. What the fuck?
Okay,
well, thanks for not showing up, Jack. Wow.
But
I had to work.
But the guy who is representing us at the Super Bowl, don't worry, we have his information because he's a fan favorite. Here he is, the Why Dude.
I wondered why. Now it's time to learn why.
Today's question comes from Alec Baldwin. Alec writes, "Why, dude, what does AH mean on a police ticket? I was pulled over for speeding the other day, and the officer got me angry.
Oh.
I said a lot of things to the officer. When we left the situation, he still gave me a ticket. When I got home, I noticed on the upper left corner of the ticket, there was a notation that said, AH. What does AH mean? Well, Alec, AH means Adam Henry. But when a police officer gives you an Adam Henry on your ticket, it is police code for calling you an asshole. In reality, the police officer did call you an asshole. Now you know.
I wondered why. Now we know why.
The White Dude exclusively on the Week Review.
He called you an asshole.
Now, wait a minute. Now, was he talking about Alec Baldwin, the beloved impersonator of the president?
Nah, couldn't be.
Because he's a national treasure, okay? And
Right.
I will not sit here and have someone
Talk
insult
smut.
him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, talking all that shit.
Yeah.
He's an asshole,
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin.
No, he isn't. He's cool. I like him.
Well, you know, if you're a jet all the way. You know, I get it.
I have no idea what you're referring to, but I'm glad that you did it anyway. So, yeah, we got a lot of things going on. Like I mentioned, I didn't do it very well up front, but we have this great interview with Betsy Pake, who is really an inspirational person, and I'm really was glad I got to interview her. I'll be playing that interview after our break.
Why are you fisting?
I'm just loosening up, doing my thing, do what I like to do.
Do yoga before the show, then. Stop loosening it up.
Do yoga before the show?
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. No one's got no time for that. That was terrible, wasn't it?
It was really bad.
Okay, so we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew. We'll be right back.
For those with the fewest resources and greatest needs, at a critical time in their lives, when all children deserve the chance to discover their own interests and talents, be inspired and encouraged. We're an organization with a unique story in one of the greatest cities in the world. We are LA's best. An after-school program founded by Mayor Tom Bradley in 1988, currently engaging 25,000 elementary school students in our new comic club. That's right. We're going to teach kids on how to be the best comedians that they can be. They will learn from the greatest of all comedians.
Like who?
His name is Paul.
Oh.
He will be our guest speaker and teach these children on how to be the best comedian they can be.
Who else will be there?
Robin Williams in hologram form. Martin Short. John Lovitz. He's also signed on because he has nothing else going on.
Just in, Bill Cosby has time to come talk to the kids.
He will call, and there will be a video chat with him. We will only talk about comedy. We're not going to talk about his innocence. But we are also going to bring in, are you ready for this? Billy Crystal. That's right. Wow. The legend himself is going to be there. And then, the best of all prop comedy, Steve Martin. That's right, Steve Martin.
Steve Martin's not a prop comic.
Yes, he does. He did a whole bunch of, tying the balloons.
You guys insult Alec Baldwin and now this?
Well, that's not how I wanted this program to go.
Okay,
but
go ahead.
Anyway, LA's best comic club for children who want to make the world a laughable place.
Give us a call at 913-735-0060 to have your kids sign up for the LA Comic Club. 18 million 18 to 30-year-olds voted in the last presidential election. Who knows what would have happened if 20 million had? 20 million loud in 2020. Choose or lose. Just go to mtv.com or call 1-800-VOTE-SMART for more information. Evidently, if MTV can get you registered to vote,
register or die.
Register or die. If you're one of the 20 million that are registered and vote, you won't die. But if you don't, you probably will.
And P. Diddy will show up at your house and shoot you.
On Highway 40. welcome back to KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew. We have very special guests this episode. It's Betsy Pake. That's right. She's a life strategist, author, entrepreneur with the mission to help you live a big life. And I don't think it's a fat joke. I think it's just a bigger life, reach your dreams. And I am so honored to have Betsy on the line. Hi, Betsy. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Great. I don't know if you could hear me talking complimentary about you when I had my music on there, but you are.
Good, I did.
You are a certified coach. You've created a nutrition program. What's really interesting to me is that you deal with the subconscious, and that's a little different from other people in your field that help people improve themselves. But what got me is that you're focused on increasing happiness, right?
Yeah, I think that's what we all want, right? I mean, if we want to lose weight, we want to lose weight because we think we'll be happier. Mm-hmm. If we want a better relationship, it's because we think we'll be happier. So I think it's the basis. What if we just got happy? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes, that would be cool. And what's great is you're going to tell us a couple things, and then we're all going to be happy for the rest of our lives, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm actually just waving a magic wand. There's some kind of subliminal tones going through the phone right now.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, with your extensive background, what led you to the subconscious part of making yourself happy? What led you? What led you to? I guess my question is, what led you to say we got to deal with that?
Yeah, such a good question. So it's really the basis of everything. You know, I've worked with people, and I started originally as a coach working with people on nutrition, and found really quickly that it had nothing to do with what they ate. Everybody knows how to eat good, right? It really had to do with what they were doing when they weren't thinking about what they wanted, right? So anything that I want, it's when I'm not thinking about it that my subconscious programming just takes over, and I become whatever it is that my subconscious is. And the reality is that only 5% of what I do every day is conscious. Everything else is just a pattern. You know, I just brushed my teeth. I didn't have to learn how to do that. I just did it. It was subconscious. My subconscious knew, and my body now knows. And so what happens is we create a life made out of these subconscious programs. So if there's something in your life that you don't like, we just need to switch the programming, and then soon you'll start to take different actions, and then you will be different. You will become different. And if happiness is what you're after, you know, I think that there is a way not only to change your actions, right, the subconscious to change your actions, but also to accept the process and to find a little bit of peace in where you are, I think can really start to raise your happiness level too.
So these subconscious I guess programs, for lack of better words, I mean, they're developed throughout people's lives. You're suggesting to recognize those to change those. Am I right about that?
Yeah, and most of them, we are always being programmed, right? I mean, I know my husband will watch TV, and then he'll yell at me like, if you loved me, you'd go get Kentucky Fried Chicken, because there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial on, right? He's being programmed. But when we're 0 to 7 years old, those ages is when our brain waves have lowered to the point where we're in a constant hypnotic state. And so everything that we're seeing patterned for us from our mom and our dad and our grandparents, all of that just becomes who we are. It becomes our reality of the world. So what I would say is, if you don't like your reality, it's just what you're looking through. Everything is neutral. It's just the lenses that you're looking through, and those lenses probably aren't yours. They probably were given to you from someone that you loved or appreciated when you were young.
Now, I know in your training you have different worksheets where you ask people to really think through various parts of their life, and you ask really deep questions. Do you want to change that? How's that affecting your life? What other ways can we identify these things that we do subconsciously?
Well, one way is just to look at your surroundings, right? So if you want to know, like, do I have negative programming around money? Do I have negative programming around relationships? Right? Look at your life and say, is that the way I would consciously want it? And if it's not, then there's probably a program there. So you can just start to ask yourself, well, what is it that I really think about money? When I talk about money or look in my wallet or look online on my bank account, what do I feel? Like, what do I feel? Where do I feel it? In my body. You know, one of the things that I work with a lot with people is the feeling, well, you know, it's in your body, but typically you can imagine that it has a color or a shape. And as silly
visualize
as that
it,
might
right?
sound, what's that?
Visualize that feeling.
Yes, visualize that feeling, and you'll see energy goes where you want, right? A feeling is a chemical reaction. It is energy. You can move it around. Can you move it out of your body, right? Can you start to take steps to shift it? And I believe that when you start to notice things, when you become aware, and when you feel like you have some control over it, you become happier, because what we want is to feel like we have some impression on our environment, right? That we have some sense of walking through this whole reality and being a partner instead of just being taken along for some ride that we don't want to be on, right?
Yes. Now, I like the technique also where you have people write for 10 minutes. You can't stop. Because I think that's what a lot of us do is we think, oh, well, here's my opinion of it. And it's real short, but we don't go in depth and really try to dig out what we're really feeling about things.
Right. Yeah. If I may say about there's a free little form on my website, if I can say that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but on my website, it's just my name, betsypake.com. There's something called a chase worksheet. And I use these worksheets myself every single day. But in it is a process you're talking about where I turn on the clock. It gives my brain a moment of relaxation because my brain isn't having to think like, do I stop yet? Do I stop yet? And I just write out, what are the little things that I could do? You know, the process takes you from, this is my life. This is how I want my life, and what are the little things that I could do and shifts I could make? How could I actually have that, you know, how could I go from the top of the page to the bottom of the page to what I really want? But what will come out are all those little things, right? So if you're writing about money, and I use that one because that's so, you know, important with people. But at the top of the page, I don't have the money I want. At the bottom of the page, you know, I have, you know, $10,000 or whatever it is. And you start writing, you'll start seeing things show up. Like, my job doesn't make enough money. Which is just a belief, right?
Right.
I can't ask for a raise. I don't have the opportunity. I didn't get to go to school because of this or this. I can't, you know, you'll start seeing these things show up. And once you see them, you know, that's the magic.
Yes.
Because you can't unsee it, right? And then it gives you that level of control. Wait a second, what can I do about this? How could I shift to this? How could I see this differently? It can be really powerful for people.
Now, you work with people to help them do this, but what do you recommend for folks like my co-host on my podcast here? I mean, he's got a lot of trouble. He's got financial, relationships, physical. And he has a co-host that insults him all the time. Do you start tackling everything at the same time, or do you recommend focusing on one area of your life and then seeing the success and moving on?
You know, I think getting awareness around everything. Like, just get the awareness, because chances are many of those things are connected.
Okay.
I don't have money because I don't feel like I'm worth anything. And I can't get a relationship that treats me well because I don't feel like I have worth, right?
Right.
So these things start to trickle into kind of funnels. And once you can get them into the basket, right? Once you can get them into the bucket, then you can look down in the bucket and say, okay, what's the belief I would need to have?
And then it all comes together.
To believe? Say it again?
It all comes together. Because it could be the same belief that's driving different areas of your life.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. And I find when I work with people that when we can start to shift, when they have a way to calm their nervous system, right? So I'm worried about money. I think about money. It's Thursday and I don't get paid till Friday, right? And I'm thinking about money. If they have a way to calm their nervous system, then they can relax.
Yeah.
And then when you can relax, then you start to open up your creative center, right? Then you can start being creative around, well, what could I do? What do I have? How could this change? What else could I do for work? Or how could I get a raise, right?
And then we have, I mean, you automatically do those things to calm. They're just sometimes not productive. Overeating, drinking, drugs, being lethargic, all this stuff.
Internet scrolling. Yeah, absolutely.
And those are just a few of the things I do wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I always say to people I'm working with, like, does it add to your energy or does this deplete your energy? It's got to fall into one bucket. What bucket is it? And, I have a list. I actually have a whiteboard with a list of some things recently I noticed deplete my energy. They're not awful things. They just deplete my energy. I just don't really like them. So I'm going to do less of those. I'm going to see, like, I have a little note for my husband. What can he help me with? So I'm not doing that because it depletes my energy. So many times I think people think I'm all in this alone, or, I'm single and I'm all in this. I don't have anybody to help me. I can't afford to get help, right? But when we can start to see things, when we have that level of awareness, and I go, okay, this is something I know I have to shift. I feel happier because now I have a level of awareness I didn't have before, and it empowers me. It makes me feel like I'm in control, right?
Right.
Then I can say, okay, how could this be different? What could be different? And then I start to add to my energy. Then I start building up my energy, doing the things on the plus side. How can I do more of those things? Maybe depleting your energy is being on Facebook. Maybe that depletes you a little bit. So you set up some systems so that you're doing more things in the positive energy bucket. And I believe that all of this, I believe the subconscious, all of it, it all comes back to being, having a level of awareness and being in the field, right? The positive, the field that you want to be in, right?
Right. What I love about what you're saying is that there's a way to happiness. There's a way to change, but it doesn't sound easy. I want to compliment you that you talk about how you use these techniques yourself. It's not like you find something and all of a sudden everything's fine. You still continue to develop yourself all the way through.
Yeah, every day. I do work on myself every day. My clients, somebody asked me in my group, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks ago, how much mindset work, that's what I call it, right? How much do you do a day? And throughout the day, the next day I set a timer so I could keep track. Like, I meditate in the morning. I might do some journaling. But then I'm driving somewhere and I'm listening to something that's adding to my energy bucket, right? And then I'm stopping before I eat dinner. I'm stopping and I'm getting centered. I'm feeling myself in my whole body, right? Grounding, and then saying, like, this food is going to nourish me, so I'm going to be aware while I eat it. I'm not going to be on Facebook. I'm not going to be doing, and all of that stuff adds up, right? So it ended up being like 2.5 hours a day, but it's really about bringing that into your life instead of trying to carve out, 2.5 hours every morning. Who can do that?
Right.
Yeah.
And just you're a normal person. You have marriage, you have kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're living your life as well, but working on that mindset is always important. Everyone can try to figure out a way. Now, I recommend everyone go to betsypake.com. You have so many resources on here, Betsy. You have first thing is the 5 shifts. You can take a training for free. There's articles. Download her podcast. Usually most of the people who listen to my podcast only listen to my podcast, but that's okay, folks. I'm giving you permission to listen to Betsy's podcast, but you really start the resources. What do you recommend if people want to learn more besides going to your website?
Well, to find out more about the work I do?
Yes.
Or to find out, Well, I have a Facebook page. You can just find it at theartoflivingbig.com, or you can find it right from my website. But in there, I always run challenges and just kind of try to connect with people and answer questions, that kind of thing. But really, the best place is is my podcast. You know, I have a normal life, and I think that one thing that causes us a lot of comparison and even pain is some of these, like, quote unquote, like, gurus, right? That come in and say, this is how you do it. This is the magic thing. And I say, I've found lots of ways to do it, and I'm going to show you and tell you how I weave those into my life. Because my life, if you looked at my life, you'd probably be like, wow, she's really lucky, right? Like, she's really lucky. But the truth is that I have created this luck because I've been divorced. Paul, I'm 48 years old. I've been divorced twice. I think I have it figured out now. I have a child who's almost 18, and she's doing great, but she was really sick for several years, and I had to learn how to be happy in that. Nice. And that was the greatest training I could ever have. You know, I started a business like 7 years ago, and I talked about doing it for years, and once I did it, I hated it. So then I had to tell everybody, oh, remember this thing I've talked about? Really, I hate it. And so I have gone through, you know, when I was in high school, my mother died in a car crash.
Oh,
like,
my.
I have been through things, and the reason I am so happy is because I have known so much pain. So if somebody's listening and they're in pain, just know that this is not a test from the universe. This is just training to help you to understand how magnificent other things are. And there really can be a shift. There really can be a change in how you see things and how you live. And you can live that life that you have in your head.
That's powerful.
And start to change.
This is not a test. This is just a way to identify
training.
A way for you to change. Wow.
Yeah, you know, I think I have hopes and dreams, right? I have big, big dreams. And I believe when things go wrong, as you would say, wrong, I don't think it's a test from the universe. I don't think it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to do this. You know, a little kid, when they're learning how to walk, they don't, like, keep falling down and then go, I'm not supposed to walk. No, they get up and they try again and they try again. They go, oh, that's training. I'm training. I'm learning how to balance, you know? So when things go wrong, I think, this is my training. Something really good must be coming because this is my training. Yeah.
Well, Betsy, that is powerful, and it's really an honor to speak with you, and I really appreciate your time, and I hope everyone checks out betsypake.com, and folks, there's a free training there. You can learn some stuff, and then you're going to want to buy our books.
Share it with your friends.
Share it with your friends. You're going to buy the book. You're going to listen to the podcast, and you're really going to try to learn and shift and find some happiness. Right, Betsy?
Thanks. Yes, thanks for having me on. Everybody deserves their little slice of happy.
Yes. Thank you so much, Betsy.
Yeah, thank you.
There goes Betsy Pake, who was a great interview. I love Betsy Pake. I have a feeling that was a little too inspirational and motivating for this silly podcast, but I think she makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Did you get anything out of it?
I feel like that I need to be less negative, apparently, because you brought me up. So,
well, I was trying to the question about improving your life. You know, you focus on one thing and then you move forward, but you have so many things you need to improve upon.
Right.
That it's almost, I can't even count all the things that are wrong with you.
Name one.
I can't. I mean, it's just like picking my favorite child. I can't pick my favorite
Gilly's already your
problem
favorite kid. You've already admitted that.
Gilly is. Oh, we have a caller. Yes, caller, you're on the air. Welcome to the Week Review.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening. Who's this?
This your oldest friend.
Hey, oldest friend. How are you?
Year.
Yeah.
I'm fantastic.
Now just so everyone knows, if you remember the big New Orleans episode, my oldest friend was on there. So thanks for calling back in.
Oh, I appreciate you so much. A little bit physically challenged, somewhat small in nature, but
sure.
You had my back. We had a little bit of an issue, and I appreciate you.
Sure, thanks. So
two things. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm dying to hear what you guys say.
So two things. One, on the a little bit community side of things, and one on the serious side of things.
Okay.
So here's a guy trying to find the mattress in the middle age of his life, and you go to the mattress firm and you walk in and you realize there are actual mattresses that are $5,000.
Jeez.
You know, the purple, the Sleep Number, what do? Do you buy from a friend? But what a con the mattress is, right?
Mm-hmm.
The massager, the USB ports. Of course I bought it, right?
Oh, you did?
I'm all about comfort.
Uh-huh.
So, point number one, the hypocrisy of the salesmanship that's involved with a mattress.
Mm-hmm.
From $300 to $5,000, what do you need? What do you have? What do you got? Number one.
Hey, have you ever watched the show Adam Ruins Everything?
I have not.
So it talks about things like this. One of the episodes, it talks about the fraud of the mattress industry. I'll find it and send it to you.
I really need that because I had no idea it's like buying a car or a funeral. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
It's like a funeral. You're right.
I've been trying to look for a mattress, Brent, and I can't even pay for one. We're trying to save up for one. It's that ridiculous. I only do a Casper. It's probably the cheapest one you can get.
I hear they're good.
So, I need one of my oldest friends in the world, right? I would quasi say like grade school friend to explain to me.
Sure.
Please.
I have a lot of wisdom.
What is Rand Paul so upset and going off about what is going on with the impeachment and in terms of what I thought was, and I need my good friend Paul to explain to me. I thought Adam Schiff has been amazing the last couple of nights.
Yes.
Feedback from everyone, this is bad, he's bad, shady Schiff and whatever, but please explain to me Rand Paul's obvious just negativity toward all of this in basically presenting what I thought was an amazing case the last two nights with video, witnesses, everything that was going on. Can you just lay this out for me in layman's terms?
You know,
a C student from Central Missouri State University, I don't understand.
I can, because I actually got a text this week from one of my favorite goddaughters, basically asking the same thing. What gives on all this? Well, Rand Paul and the other people there are a bunch of cowards, okay? And they're going to hide behind saying that it is a fraud and not hold up their end of what the Constitution tells them to do. And they're so afraid of that base in the Republican Party to kick them out that they want to do everything that Trump says to do. And I think it's a part, and Drew, you may even said this in our text exchange, is that they're wrong about this guy, but they're like doubling down. They don't want to fold and say they were wrong. They just want to keep doubling down, and they're embarrassed, I think.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he's got something on him.
But the problem, he doesn't have nothing. He has on him is that he can get his people to beat him up on Twitter and things like that.
Well, I was thinking maybe he gave them money. And they don't
that
want
could be
people to
too.
know that.
Yeah, maybe Russians gave him money.
If I want to be like realistic, it has to probably do with money. I'm not gonna sit here and say there's like pictures of Rand Paul banging 20-year-olds in Vegas. Maybe, I don't know, but I can see money being the thing.
But the big problem, Brent, is if these guys don't do anything, that means the president can do anything in the future. If he's got the Senate in his party, he gets to do anything he wants, which means we don't have any more checks and balances. That's bad.
So please lay out for me this power of four, right? This power of four to get impeachment, this power of four to get witnesses, in this actual...
Yeah.
This is not a trial. I mean, this is literally like, in 2 days, we're going to vote to basically just say this is done, right? I mean, can you explain the power of four?
Well, what they mean by that is that the Republicans have 53 members and the Democrats have 47. Okay, so they need 4 people to switch their vote, to vote with the Democrats to call witnesses. Okay? Well, they keep beating up these moderate Republicans. The guy from Colorado, the gal from Maine, the gal from Alaska, maybe even the gal from Arizona. But they're all expecting them to act decently. But meanwhile, we're not expecting either one of our U.S. senators to act decently because they're so conservative, you know? So the Power of Four is just trying to get 4 Republicans to vote with the Democrats, and then they can vote. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be removed from office, even if they voted to, because you got to have 67 votes of that. It ain't going to happen.
Okay.
So it's isn't it heartbreaking?
It's a circle jerk.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't it frustrate you, Brent?
It is so upsetting. You have to work and get up early, and you're watching this stuff at, midnight, right? Because they're like, do this in 2 days, do this in 3 days, present all you have, and away you go. And it's like, what in the world? And Paul, please explain. So a Supreme Court justice basically presides, but has no, real...
Right.
Decision-making authority in this whole... Could you just lay this out for
here's
me
the
just
thing.
A little bit?
All it says is that he's supposed to preside over it. It doesn't really say what his power and what his power is and what his power isn't. That's the confusing part. If he wanted to add more power, he probably could get away with it. But there's no prescription that says what he should do. And it says during an impeachment trial, they have to start at 1 p.m. Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
That's why they're doing it at night. So it's a mess.
So, Paul, could you shed some light on this? So, in the Clinton impeachment, there was clearly some embarrassing content.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Where, maybe they wanted to be somewhat respective of the content and, basically the witnesses and this. So, the Republicans have basically said, we're going to basically copy that particular trial and say, hey, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and we're not going to do witnesses either because that's what you did in the Clinton trial, in which they were, kind of covering some content that, was pretty sensitive to, at that time, before the Me Too movement, of going through what actually happened there. And now they've totally basically taken that rule and have totally spun it to their direction. Can you expound upon that?
Because during the Clinton time, they made these rules, okay? But everybody, back when Clinton had his trial, wanted it to be a short trial. And the reason was that President Clinton's approval rating was like 70%. Trump's is at like 43%, okay? So everybody, even the Republicans, wanted it to go quickly back then because they didn't want to talk anymore because it was only helping them. So now the Republicans don't want to have the witnesses to show he really did it. The Democrats want to drag it on because they want to show the evidence that they have. But since the Republicans control, they're going to make it shorter and say, oh, we're just doing what we did with Clinton. It's a completely different situation, and they shouldn't be doing it that way. This is where a guy used his power to cheat on the next election, not just cheat on his wife.
Which he probably has.
Why all these amendments, right, when they know they're going to get voted down?
I mean, great question. Because all the amendments is they're trying. Because if you're in the minority of something, you want to try to put everybody on record that you're trying to get these amendments done. And I know a lot of people are like, why are they even doing this? They're going to lose anyway. Well, you got to do it because you have to do it. That's your job. And the Democrats should have impeached him in the House, and they got to go through this process, even though we know what's going to happen. And so that's why the amendments are to show where everybody is, and hopefully they're used against some of these Republicans in different states, and they get kicked out of office in the next election. So, all right. That didn't cheer us up very much, Brent.
It was fantastic.
Can you tell us a little bit about what how the Chiefs' win affects your life?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. So we're 52 years old. We've seen this one time.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to see it twice.
Yep.
We're really hoping D4 can jump off sides in the fourth quarter, and we can win this game. It's going to be the most fantastic win, lose, or draw. I mean, what an experience. We're in the Super Bowl, One Arrowhead Drive. Everyone's on fire and excited. The city's on fire.
Where are you gonna watch the game?
Hopefully with my family, right?
Yeah.
With Drew, with Paul.
Yeah, at the bunkhouse?
Damn straight.
At the bunkhouse, hopefully.
Okay, good. Well, that should be the plan. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We have we haven't forgot about, we have interviews, now we talk politics sometimes, but we haven't forgot about what we're really here for.
Right.
And that is commercial reviews.
Absolutely, our bread and butter.
We do this because no one else does.
And we're really weak.
I want you to see this one.
I hope so. How am I going to review it if I can't see it?
There we go. This one is from Imbrel, which I guess is some type of medication, okay? Can you see it, kind of?
Yeah, I can see it, kind of.
Okay, so here we go. Imbrel. We're going to review it, and we're going to tell you what we really think of it.
I'm Leah, and that's me. Long before I had moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, I've always been the ringleader, had a zest for life. Flash forward, then RA kept me from the important things. And what my doctor said surprised me. She said my joint pain could mean permanent joint damage. And Enbrel helps relieve joint pain and helps stop that joint damage. Ask about Enbrel so you can get back to being your true self.
Enbrel may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, nervous system and blood disorders, and allergic reactions have occurred.
Okay, we're not describing it very well. So it's this lady with this weird red hair and glasses.
Shows her from the 80s as a little girl to an adult.
Yeah, and she's doing life stuff. She's even karaokeing, and she's talking about some...
With her girlfriends that she hung out with as kids.
Terrible disease she has that Imbrel can fix.
Tell your doctor if you've been someplace where fungal infections are common, or if you're...
I guess it's a fungal infection. Gross.
Prone to infections,
hit it with some bleach,
sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or
she rides bikes, she makes stuff. I mean, she does. She basically does it all.
If you have an infection like the flu.
She's a one-woman army, folks.
She's got red hair.
Visit Enbrel.com to see how your joint damage could progress.
Mess up your joints. She's got joint problems.
For over 20 years.
And I don't mean in a good way.
Who doesn't?
So, I had a listener ask us to review this one. And he just doesn't quite understand something. After looking at this, I don't quite understand. And the question was, why did they pick the ugliest woman in the world to be on this? And why did they make her look even uglier with the costumes and the glasses and the hair that they did?
I'm going to answer that for you
Thank
here,
you.
Paul.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you that answer.
I'd appreciate that.
It's because ugly girls also have joint pain, not just pretty girls. Drop the mic.
Yeah, but wait a minute. That doesn't answer the question. Because you could...
They're trying to get to every demographic.
So you think that Imbrel...
Redheads, people that aren't attractive.
So, let me see if I got this straight. So Imbrel is doing pretty good business for most people.
Yeah. They only like to commercial to redheads.
So they need a redhead who, with weird glasses...
Very big glasses.
And too many hobbies.
Yeah.
Who is very unattractive. They need that market.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and her husband's a psychologist. Let's all be real. He looked like one.
Oh, couldn't tell that.
He looked like some therapist, dude. He had a He had a cardigan on. He's a therapist.
Okay. So, what would you review this at?
I've seen it before, and it doesn't really rev my engine, so I'm going to give it a 2.
2?
A very soft 2.
Yeah, I'm going to also give it a soft 2. Because I agree with this listener. I don't understand. I know they're trying to sell the product to people who have fungusy joint pains or whatever they have.
I think she
but
also...
Why, they made it look too weird.
Yeah.
And it's just like everyone's looking and going, what the hell?
I think she does too much. And if she's living life like that, then I'm living life really boring.
I'm all like, what the fuck's going on and everything?
Yeah, right, Kermit.
That's
I
what I'm
appreciate
saying.
that. Yeah.
Right.
So
maybe I should get a bike. Maybe I should go out with my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And do karaoke.
So that's a soft 2?
Soft
That's
2.
pretty bad.
Oh, it's really bad. It's a soft one.
Okay. We love the ones from Progressive.
Absolutely.
So, here's a new one from Progressive that hits a little home for me. It's called Restaurant.
We used to love going out with Julia and Mike, but
since they bought their new house... Which menu am I looking at here?
Start with tapas.
Oh, it's tapas.
Tapas.
Get out of town.
It's like eating dinner with your parents.
Sandra, are you in school?
Yes, I'm in art school.
Oh, wow. So have you thought about how you're going to make money?
That's the best line of the thing. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
She goes to art school, and then the person asks, have you thought about how you're going to make money?
Mm-hmm.
What it's basically saying is that the people bought the house, okay?
Yep.
And they're acting like the parents, the real smart people.
Yeah.
And she's talking down to a really dumb human being that went to art school because they're the stupidest people that are available to be in commercials. Okay? You understand where I'm going with this?
I think I am.
Yeah. Let's see what she says.
At least we're learning some new things.
Oh, wait. Let's hear it again.
Thought about how you're going to make money?
At least we're learning some new things.
No reply. Because, and really that shows that people who went to art school, they have no reply. They can't even think of a response, you know?
Oh, we got a wobbler.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
That's what the extra menu's for.
So you love Progressive commercials. What do you think of that one?
It's a little hard.
Hey, man, didn't you go to art school and everything like that?
I did.
Cool. Have you ever thought about how you're going to make money?
Every day of your life, right?
Every day of my life, but nobody ever gives me a phone call, so it's what it is. Fuckers.
So what would you...
Maybe this podcast is keeping me from getting a job.
I would think so. What is how would you rate that one?
I'm going to give it a very soft 1.
Worse?
Because I'm insulted.
I'm giving it a hard 10 because I think it's funny and realistic all at the
And
same
you like
time.
seeing the Droosh upset and hurt. Because it gives you so joy.
Wait.
What are you looking for?
That hurt you and upset you?
I mean, I'm not upset, but it hurts. It hurts.
Huh.
Because my co-host has no faith.
Oh, okay. Do you think I brought that up just because of that?
Yeah, it was to dig at me. And
oh, that's right.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
That was. Actually why I did that. So
Absolutely.
It was. You didn't find it very funny?
Not particularly, no. Because I'm going through a crisis right now with that whole thing. It sucks.
Well, as you're going through a crisis, let's go and take a break and be back with more KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew. I'm just joking around.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Meatball Sub. And I want to talk to you all about air. Yeah, air's pretty good. Oh, hang on, I need to catch some air right now. You cannot smoke crack in the studio. Whatever, fine. I'll put my crack pipe away. It's much better fresh. It's much better cold. It's warm on my toes. Wait, I'm reading something else. Sorry. If it's not clear, it can make you sick. Animals, trees, insects, and plants use it too. I like to have crack as my air. Really opens up the lungs, but it's okay. That substance that none of us can live without. The National Wildlife Federation is doing its part in America to help with the air pollution. Can I smoke my crack pipe now? No, you cannot smoke your crack pipe in here. Just go the hell home. Why do I even have you here? Because nobody else will do this fucking show. All right.
Air, get some today. Maybe today, chronic migraine won't stand in your way. If you have migraines with 15 or more headaches an hour, you're having a tough life. You may also be living with a chronic migraine. If you have over 60 small headaches in the past hour, you have some real issues going on. But knowing the thing you're going through has a name means knowing you can find treatment. If you have a headache that's lasted for the last 4 years, check into a hospital, get that thing drilled out, and feel good for the first time in your life. Feel good. It's called chronic migraines, and just actually knowing that doesn't help. It hurts like hell.
On Highway 78.
Speaking of chronic migraines, we're back. The KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew.
Who's ready to commit suicide?
Wow, that was pretty depressing.
There goes my art degree, right into the trash. Bye, art degree.
You know what? No one cares about your art degree.
Oh, I don't have another one.
They only care about the news of the Jews.
Yeah, I've already used up both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, the Chiefs and spiders are killing everybody in Australia.
That's interesting, because I actually have the news of the Jews for you.
Oh, nice. Is it something that is a solution, like we were going to do?
No, but it deals a little bit with something that you actually care about.
Oh, okay.
And it is superheroes.
Absolutely.
And this is where some superheroes came through and saved the day. Are you excited to see this?
Day.
So, let's get this news story. Let me adjust the camera so Drew can watch the video with us as well. And now it's time for Drew to learn about superheroes and who the heroes really are in the world.
The furries tell us that they were walking by a car when they
Start
the
there.
video here on your screen. The furries tell us that they were walking by a car when they saw a man punching a woman inside that car. As you can see, they didn't ignore it. They pulled the driver out of the car and held him down until police came.
And I've had about my whole life a bunch of Taekwondo and Shotokan karate. And I was able to grab him by the back, pull him out of the vehicle, and put him onto the ground.
The Good Samaritans became stars of FurCon, which is an annual convention of folks who express themselves creatively as characters in fursuits. And fellow furries are very proud.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, we have...
Wait, they're talking to the furries.
As well. I mean, I think it's also just sort of a natural thing to just want to help somebody in need.
Police tell us that the man who the furries stopped from attacking that woman is now facing domestic violence charges, but that's proof that we're all exactly the same on the inside.
What do you think, huh?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what I'm witnessing and having to watch is a woman who's in a pink kangaroo outfit, looking like somebody who worked at Chuck E. Cheese. And then you have her friend who I assume is also a kangaroo, only more hot pink. And they've proceeded to beat this man's ass because he was beating his girlfriend up. And I will say this, that dude is a pussy.
Do you know what I see?
Superheroes.
I see some heroes.
I see some
heroes in the making.
You know
heroes.
what? I see heroes that are actually wearing the outfits compared to the Arrowverse.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched lately the Legends of the Superheroes? Legends of Tomorrow?
Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
No, I don't watch that.
Terrible.
It really is.
Also, the new Green Arrow with the girl being the Green Arrow is absolutely terrible, too.
Oh, they already started that?
Yeah, they had like the first episode last night.
Oh, God.
So, what I saw here was...
And she's from Independence.
Yeah, a hop-along pink furry and another furry.
Yeah.
And they saved the day.
Saved the day.
They sure did.
They pulled that son of a bitch out of his car and gave him an ass whooping.
And I'm pretty excited.
Are you?
Failed this city.
Because this is the heroes that we deserve. You know?
The president we deserve, the heroes we deserve are people in mascot costumes. Absolutely.
Right. So, if you need anything, just do the furry.
Do it the furry way.
Yeah, the furry signal, and they'll go in their furry mobile.
You won't know what you're going to get. You might get a pink kangaroo. You might get a man in a monocle who's dressed up like a mouse.
Yeah, you don't know.
And suit.
Right.
You might also get a lizard. Just so you know, that is a reptilian. He's an alien. He is here to take you.
But we do know that you're going to be saved and
kidnapped. Whatever.
No.
Oh, not going to be kidnapped?
They're not going to kidnap you. They're heroes. They're going to save the day.
We can be heroes.
That's beautiful.
For just one day.
So thanks for joining us, folks. And thanks for that news of the Jewish. Appreciate that.
No problem. I wish that all the furries out there will take care of the city and get it cleaned up.
They will.
Why don't you also go and talk to the president in your furry outfits?
Thanks for joining us, folks.
I'm going to go there like a blue jay.
We'll see you next time on KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
This has been a KCTK production, produced by Paul Lavoda. If you want more information about this content, then you have some real weirdness going on. You can always check out KCTK Radio on Facebook. Listen to live programs at kctk.radio12345.com. Yes, and that is on the World Wide Web. Thank you.